Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Hey, I'm sure you all heard by now that Takeoff for the group Migos, was taken from us. Was taken from his close friends and family. Taken from us from an entertainment standpoint. Late last night, early this morning, out in Houston. I'm gonna get into the article. We want to go ahead and jump into this and hit some points, because I wanted to do this video this morning. Because hell, it's sad, man. The dude was like in his 20s, still a baby. I don't care what we try to say. This country is jacked up. When we sit here and try to make everybody believe that when you're 18, you grown, you get out the house, you do what you want to. This ain't the old days. Times have changed. Things have to change with the times. You might could have got out of here at 18 back in the 30s, 40s, 70s, 80s, even some part of the 90s. You get 18, you leave the house because you can go out, get a job, have, make enough money to pay your bills. You can go to school at night, get your career going. And it is what it is. But nowadays, things have changed. And these kids ain't ready. But with that being said, and you in your 20s, man, you still a baby. I don't care how much success he done had. I don't care what he's done in his life. He's made some accomplishments, which is great, but still a baby. Feel me? But anyway, let's get into this. So rapper Takeoff from the group Migos fatally shot during a private party at bowling alley in downtown Houston. An investigation is underway after rapper Takeoff of the popular group Migos was fatally shot during a private party at a bowling alley in downtown Houston Tuesday, a representative for the group confirmed. Officers with the Houston Police Department and emergency officials with the Houston Fire Department responded to a report of shooting at 810 Billiards and Bowling, located at the 1200 block of St. Central around 2:40 a.m. Now, when I was a kid, they used to tell us, man, ain't nothing going on after 12 o'clock. Ain't nothing good going on after midnight. You can get your butt to the house. The world hasn't gotten any better. So that little old saying should still be sticking. Ain't nothing going on after midnight. Get your ass to the house. I don't care who you are. HPD said when officers arrived at the scene, they located a large crowd and a man standing with a gunshot wound to the head of the neck. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. During a press conference early Tuesday morning, police confirmed the group members Quavo and Takeoff were in attendance at the time of the shooting. Police said the security guards who were at the event heard the shooting but reportedly did not see who did it. Two additional victims were taken to nearby hospitals in private vehicles unknown conditions, HPD say. Now, if you listen to the story, the streets be talking, people be talking, they saying that there's a dice game going on after the party. And you know how dice games are. Again, nothing has gotten better. I ain't played dice since the 90s, since high school. I used to play it in class, and somebody always got mad, somebody always got punched, somebody got cussed out, always. There was never a friendly dice game, never that. Now, you talking about these cats here, from what I'm hearing, they putting up thousands, easy, shoot thousands of dollars, I don't give a dang on who you are. Money is money. And then you got people who tensions get high in the dice game. You're trying to get that money looking good. You're getting big-eyed. And cats over there talking plenty of noise. Shoot, I remember a dude, we was playing dice in the classroom, and, dude got upset one day. The next day, dude come to class and had a big old swole out. Like, what happened, man? Had a dice game last night. Dude got mad, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, shoot, that's just what comes with dice. But again, like I said, the world has not gotten better. And what gets me is these dudes got plenty of money. from what I was told and led to believe, when you get older and you make money, you get yourselves out of certain situations. You know, you're getting up. I could take my parents, for instance. You know, shout out to PG, Texas, in Pleasant Grove, where I grew up at. When I was younger, you know, when they come to Dallas they lived in like Grove Village for a minute. They moved to another apartment. They moved up to a duplex. They moved us to a house. Then eventually moved to like a 2-story house. They moved in as I'm grown by this time, and they got a nice little spread in the country. That's what you suppose. That's how you supposed to do. You know, get away from people. It's cats that I grew up with, that I went to school with in high school. You know, I don't you know, for whatever reason, even cats after I got out of high school, you know, so don't hang with them, kicking with them too much, because some of them, you like, you know, still do certain things that, you know, I had to pull myself away from. Still might reach out to them from time to time, speak, see what's going on, what's up. Maybe we can hang at certain places, but at other certain places, nah. Just don't, you know, don't do it. You know, just can't do it no more. Just cannot do it. Because like I said, you get older, you're supposed to improve your situation. But when you improve your situation, you can't come back and do the same things and hang with the same people that you hung with or did when you was in them streets. Because you got more than what the cats in the streets got. You know, $5,000 to you in a dice game may be pennies. You might have made that just by performing a couple of songs at that. Might have made that, like I said, at the bowling alley. The other guy don't have $5,000. It may take him, depending on what he does, may take him weeks, a month, a couple of months, you know what I'm saying, to make that money. He ain't got it like that. He can't just go out there and perform those songs or get a royalty check tomorrow and make that money back. So you don't know who you're dealing with, man. So you cannot, like I say, you can't still kick it with them. People still do it with the same people. I mean, same thing. You can bring them, you're supposed to bring people up to your level. Let me just say that. All right, so according to HPD, the attendance silence are 40 to 50 people at the location when the shooting took place. The party reportedly ended at 1, but carried over until the incident occurred. Investigators said they found multiple shell cases on the 3rd level outside the bowling alley and pool hall. So here's the thing. I always try to bring in like my own story sometimes, so you can kind of see where I'm coming from, where my mind frame is. I remember being young, and let's say you went to a concert or somewhere like that, and or party, whatever the case may be, hosted by the radio station, or whatever it is. I remember being in the building, and me and my cousins got there. By the time we got there, shoot, it's like 2-3 fights broke out within 10 minutes. They shut this place down. They said, everybody got to get out. You got to go. Parking lot. Once you get to the parking lot, but you got to get out the building. So the police, security, everybody ushered everybody out quick. They turned them lights on. They got ready to put that, not tear gas, what do you call that? Pepper spray, whatever. They was ready to get people up out of there and got people out there within a matter of minutes. Then you get in the parking lot, then you hear gunshots, stuff like that. That's a whole nother story. But that's how it was. When the show was over, the venue say, you got to go. You got to get up out the building, and you have enough security and police to do it. Nowadays, I think these security guards and policemen want to be part of the rap culture. So these people not going to kick these people out. Especially you got the Migos there. Oh man, you got people there. You think this is a place to be. This is the spot. We're going to party all night. We ain't going to close this down. It is what it is. But for these dudes to be sitting out here shooting dice, that has got to me, it just don't make sense. it just does not make sense for them to be shooting dice. I know they're outside the bowling alley, outside the pool hall, but they were still inside of the building from what, or balcony from what I'm seeing, from what I saw. But you still on the property, wherever premise, wherever you at, they were still inside somewhere on somebody's property. Police and security was supposed to clear that out once the party was over. If you want to shoot dice in a parking lot, that's on you. Even that, they want you to get the parking lot a lot of times. But again, we're talking about the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s. And again, times have not gotten better. It's only gotten worse. It said officers initially said they would not be releasing the victim's identity. I said, but it was confirmed by representative that it was Takeoff, whose real name is Kirshnik Kyrie Ball. Investigators said they are looking at nearby surveillance videos and are working to determine what led up to the shooting. And again, like I said, if you hear, by the time you see my video, you're gonna know that he got done over a dice game, and that a lot of people saying that his security guard hit him on accident. He got hit by a security guard and he got hit by another dude shooting back toward his way. That he was just an innocent bystander. That he saw that his uncle, who guess it was Quavo, his uncle was getting into it with a guy in a dice game. He stood up, say he stood up and got hit. So people want to say he was an innocent bystander. And I guess technically you can say yes, but come on, let's just say it. He was involved in illegal activities at 2 o'clock in the morning. And like I said before, like the old folks used to say, nothing good happens after midnight. You need to get your butt to the house. A spokesperson with the Texas Alcohol and Beverage Commission told KPRC2 that if an investigation were to find the business's policies, procedures, or practices contribute to the fatal shooting, potential penalties could include a civil fine or a temporary suspension of the establishment liquor license. Oh yeah, that time of morning, shit, we in Texas. Shit, yeah, you gotta shut stuff down at a certain time in Texas. I know you can go to other states and be up until like 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, but that ain't the way it is out here. But they'll leave it open, for a small fee. But I think it's gonna be some fines because, again, the party was over, so the establishment was probably closed because the establishment was probably closed, and you let people linger and loiter. You let people loiter outside your business. Police didn't do what they're supposed to. Security didn't do what they're supposed to. Didn't get everybody out. So then somebody ended up, taken out. Oh yeah, it's gonna be some people it's gonna be some arrests and some fines. It said, depending on the severity of the potential violation, cancellation of the business's liquor license could be considered. That would mean they could no longer sell alcohol, though it wouldn't necessarily mean they could close the doors permanently. The spokesperson said in a statement, as far as timeline, there's no concrete answer. It would depend on how quickly TABC agents and local police are able to collect evidence. The witness interview. Quavo and Takeoff released their debut only built for Infinity Links a few weeks ago without the third Migos member Offset. Say anyone information, talk to the Houston Police Department or whatever. Now, what I didn't know is, I know they was all, I didn't know that the Migos was all family. They said that Quavo and Takeoff were uncle and nephew, and Offset was Quavo's cousin, which is crazy because we know about the whole scandal with somebody sleeping with Saweetie or whatever the case may be, and these cats family. Let's throw it off. But anyway, man, it's sad, dude. Sad. I mean, I wanted to do a video about this morning, but I kind of wanted to, just kind of calm down, get the emotions out of it, and just try to speak logically and look at it and say, this is sad, man. This is real sad because he's still a baby. I don't care nobody say, hey, like I say, he's 20-something years old. You just living. And I remember, when you're kids, you look at somebody my age, in his 40s, you look at them like, oh man, you old, blah, blah, blah. And you look, and it's like, man, you old, ancient, time to retire, this and the third. But 40s is really, hopefully, if everything is all done right for all purposes, 40s, 30s, and 40s will be the best times of your life. Because you're supposed to still be learning in your teens and 20s, figuring life out. Because they said the human brain doesn't really start to develop and get to understand stuff until like you turn 25. He was what, 28? So, I mean, he was getting there. He was getting old, getting in his 30s, but still, doing some of that, old hood street stuff, man. Sometimes we just can't get away from that, man. But I want to say this. We know the Migos, and we know what kind of music they put out. We know what their messages are. Talk about it all the time. Music they're talking, and timing might be bad on this because the brother probably hadn't even made it back to Georgia yet. Body hadn't even sent back to Georgia yet, and I understand it. But I'm a firm believer that there's never a perfect time to do or say anything. You just gotta do it when you just gotta do it when you can do it. But we know, like I said, we know what the messages of that music is. Get the drugs, the crime, the degradation of women, talking about. As a matter of fact, it is funny because I think last week I saw a clip from the Drink Champs, and how this dude was saying how, he wanted his flowers now because he don't want to be in the ground before people start, give him his flowers. And he also talked about the music that they make. That they don't talk about death in the circle. They talk about, I think, Tupac and Biggie and how them guys rapped the death or spoken to existence. And these guys said, yeah, they may rap a little bit about it in a certain way, but they don't rap about it like, I guess, Don and they self, because you bring it into existence. And I thought that was very ironic because not even a few weeks later, one of you get taken out. And this goes back to, what's the guy that was from, was it not Pop Smoke? What's the guy? Man, I can't remember the guy. They got that was at the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and got robbed and taken out. PNB Rock, what is his name? Same thing. He go and talk about God got him and he had never been robbed and stuff like that. Ain't nobody gonna do it. And then you get taken out by a freaking kid. Now the courts are gonna be, the courts are gonna consider him an adult. But you got taken out by a freaking kid, a 17-year-old kid. But I don't know what these cats be thinking. They thinking they can do this music and then still pray and, say God got them and stuff, but you talking destruction into, your own people. But anyway, back to Migos. Like I said, you know what kind of music they doing. People don't believe, and I don't understand why, people do not believe that music influences your way of living just as much, if not more, than the way living influences music. Because people say, oh man, we just rapping about what's going on in the hood. Well, hopefully, killing, drugs, knocking down women every 10 minutes, committing crimes is not a 24-hour thing. There's got to be some other stuff to make you happy besides doing stuff that's bringing down the community. But music does influence your way of life. For instance, I grew up, again, I'll tell you, what was it? Hell, Run DMC, LL. Those are probably the first two rappers that I really, start wanting to emulate. Then you had NWA, Too Short, Eazy-E out, and the things changed. Nemesis, Ron C, Luke, different kinds of rap music. Yeah, you can say Chubb Rock, you can say Rob Bass, you can say Fresh Prince, Hammer. Can't forget Hammer. Hell, even Vanilla Ice. I ain't gonna lie. Should I had a Vanilla Ice tape? I think I still got one at the house somewhere. Him and Hammer. So tell her how much money I can get for, and Miller Vanilla, damn it. But anyway, different types of music, rap music and R&B, but different types of artists that brought different messages. grew up on that stuff, right? And it did influence me to want to rap back in the day. But the music influenced a lot of us to do things that we probably normally wouldn't do because we didn't know that life. You understand what I'm saying? Until where it turned until it became our life. So now we can actually do the things that we was hearing on the music or seeing in the movies. You know, we were doing things in the streets to a certain extent, but then when you start seeing what other people are doing, then you try to mimic what they're doing, and next thing you know, it becomes part of your life. But also, while I was in high school, I was listening to Public Enemy. Ice Cube's first couple of albums, especially that Death Certificate, X-Clan, Paris, KRS-One, cats like that with the pro-black, uplifting the black people music. That was like one of my main influences, which really started me on my journey of becoming more of a pro-black American person. Trying to do things positive to bring myself, my family, and our people up. Try to get out of this negative stuff. Still listen to all kind of music, don't get me wrong, but that was a major influence in my life in high school. Major. That's what, I'm saying? It wasn't me. Now, I always had like pro-black tendencies thanks to my mom, because she had, she would speak it. But, my mom and dad, they're from little small towns. Seen a lot of little racism, just in the third, so that was already instilled in me. But when you start hearing, like I say, start hearing these rappers come out with this music, Marvin Gaye, stuff like that, positive stuff, that influenced me a lot to dive deeper into, some of the pro-black movement, Black Watch movement, stuff like that. So, music influences people. I don't care what you say. Because I'm going to tell you like this here. If it wasn't for the rap music, with a lot of negative stuff, wouldn't be a whole lot of females out here trying to get BBLs. Or wearing all this makeup trying to look like fake Barbie dolls. Right? Was it Cardi B Barbie dolls? I'm just saying, it wouldn't be like that. So don't sit there and act like that the music has no bearing. Hell, just the other day at work, I was trying to get a task done at work, and I had music playing, and I'm just gonna say, I had some of Tupac music playing, and I'm trying to do this work, and I was just getting frustrated, like trying to get stuff done, and it was just like the job would just piss me off. And I had to stop myself and say, hey, man, first of all, let me change this music. Put some old R&B on, something slow, something mellow to kind of calm me down a little bit. Did that, changed my whole mindset. It just is what it is. Man, music is a universal language. Music is, truth be told, music, if you remember, if those of you who read the Bible, go to church, you do know Satan was the angel of music. I'm just saying, because music, man, that's a vibe that you listen to certain music, it makes you feel a certain way. It'll make you do certain things. It is just what it is. But he's also the angel of music back when he was in the heavens with the Most High, not in the third heaven that like he's in now, controlling this world. But that's another story. Now I want to say that Takeoff was an accidental victim. It was an accident he got shot. I wouldn't call it an accident because the guns were brought purposely. somebody brought gun just in case, looking for something to pop out. And I'm not talking about the security guard or the police. I'm talking about the one who got mad or whatever, got into it with Quavo or whatever the story is. Pull out a gun, start shooting. And then you're committing crime. Like I said, you're doing some illegal activities at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's no accident there. It's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate circumstance. Like I said, that a young man got taken out before he could enjoy the rest of his life. And I'm quite sure, and actually I don't know the Migos like this, but I'm sure this dude got kids. Probably got a girlfriend, maybe married. Parents, family members. But dude, if you got kids, you got babies, and their daddy is gone. And why is your daddy gone? Because some fools want to act a fool while playing dice. That is not how I want my kids to remember me, if I'm gone. It's like, I would like I say, and you learn this kind of stuff when you get older. When you're young, you still want to have fun, you still want to get out there. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have fun, but you got to have your limitations, you got to understand what you can and can't do, and when you can and can't do, and what you should do. But when you get older, you want your legacy to be something a little different than what you wanted to be. So when we was kids, it was like, man, something happened to me, I love to have my picture on the wall. I want to go out, being loved by the streets for being street. But supposedly when you get older, you want to be like, I want to be remembered for doing something for the neighborhood. I want to be remembered if I go out, I want my family to say, hey, my dad used to do this. He helped me with schoolwork. He coached. He coached my teams. He helped out in the community. Did things to better the neighborhood. That's what you want your legacy to be when you get once you get older, like around by my age. It's your mindset. Your mindset is different. And then I'm gonna end it with this here. I said, going back to the guns, we grew up with guns. A lot of folks think that, these kids, they had these guns, they walking around with what they call them Dracos or AR-15s and stuff just for the hell of it. Used to be somebody get shot, it was by, simple little handgun and maybe a sawed-off shotgun. Now these cats want these automatic and semi-automatic rifles. Things that, hunting, military weapons. But ain't now one of these dudes want to go to the military. But you walk around with these military grade type weapons. For what? Just in case somebody want to argue with you over a dice game. Just in case somebody's knocking down your baby mama. And you jealous because somebody's upgrading your woman, your ex-woman or whatever. Y'all just get into an argument over anything, and the first thing you want to do is pull out a gun and take this person off the planet. It don't make sense. But kids also think they're the only ones that got guns. They act like they need them. It has to be a way of life. Man, people have survived for thousands upon hundreds of thousands or probably millions of years without having an assault rifle, an assault weapon on their hip. But one thing that did just happen that may have played a part in this is Texas is an open carry state to the point where you don't even have to have a license or certification to carry a weapon now. As long as, I guess, you're not a felon, then you can just, you can carry a weapon on your person at all times. But the question is, how you gonna find out if you are the person is a felon or not. I mean, what you gonna do? Ask the person, every person that you see that has a gun on their hip, hey, are you legally licensed? Or you know what I'm saying? Is it legal for you to carry this weapon? Ain't nobody gonna sit there and ask nobody that all the time. That's outrageous. But I do see people with these guns, you know. I saw one dude at HEB one day had a gun on his hip, and on one hip, and his baby on another hip. True story. But that's how it is in Texas. So like I said, that might have played a part in what happened last night. Because now anybody can carry a weapon. And you know you're gonna have some people that's gonna carry them who ain't legal, but they're just gonna carry them because hell, everybody else don't know why I can't do it. So this is what your governor is setting us up for. But anyway, like I said, I remember my dad used to have guns. You know, he still got a few, but I remember that cat used to have like 2 rifles, shotguns, and about 3 handguns. You know, I knew one of the guns was in the safe. I used to go in that safe every day because I went to look for the Playboy magazines. Wouldn't touch the gun. Never, you know what I'm saying? And I done had some arguments and spats with dudes all the time. Never once did I ever think about, let me go in this closet and grab my daddy gun and off this fool. Because he's getting on my nerves. No, you just fight. You either got your butt whooped or you whoop tail, and you know, that's it. And go on about your business. But times have changed, man. It's changed.